Okay, I want to leave it there on that topic because we're kind of in the back stretch here. We're going to go into what I call my lightning round. That only means we have to get short questions and short answers because I want to get as many people in as possible. You've been very patient. Please tell us who you are, where you're from.
My name is Jerry Scher. I live in Leicester, North Carolina, and I'm 81 years old. And I'd like to say something to the gentleman right there, the Reverend right there, and I'd like to say to you, you made a remark before that you didn't want things shoved down your throat and forced you to swallow it. But can't you see, sir, that that's exactly what you're doing to us?
No, I don't see that. No.
I'm 81 years old. I lived the lie for 60 years. And I couldn't come out. I was terrified of coming out. And finally, I thought, if I don't come out, I'm going to take a long walk on a short pier because I couldn't live that way any longer. For 20 years now, I've been with my partner. We went to New York a month ago and got married in City Hall. When I lied about who I was.
All right, hold on for 1 second.
When I lied about who I was.
Hold on for one moment. Are we okay with the mic? They're telling me in the control room we're having some audio problems. Are we okay now? Are we okay? All right, we're good. Please go ahead.
When I lied about who I was for 60 years because I was afraid to come out.
Okay, and your question is?
My question is, when I did come out, I lost my rights, and I want them back. I deserve them. I'm an American citizen. I was born in this country, and I want my rights back. And I don't think that anybody should stand in my way. You can believe what you choose. That's your business, all of you. You can believe what you choose. I don't have to believe it, and you can't force it down my throat.
All right, let me get a response in here I want to get a response from Joe in here on this. I think, guys, we're going to try to keep it short because I got some more people I want to get in.
I think there's so many complex issues on both sides of this, but I think that I don't think people of faith sometimes, heterosexual people of faith, sometimes don't have any idea what the issues are for people who are gay and lesbian and how they feel discriminated against. I think that discrimination is very real, and I have a lot of empathy. I also think that I think heterosexuals have grown up with so much privilege that we just don't get what that means. So I'll just leave it at that.
All right, I want to move on. I want to get a few more questions in here because we're running short on time. Please tell us who you are and ask your question.
My name is Mary, and I'm from Rutherford County, North Carolina. Religions are a collection of beliefs, cultural systems, and sacred histories, so they're all to be respected. And all try to explain the history of the universe, and no one religion is above another, and no one person is above another. And they're all based on a supernatural force. Human rights should also be.
Mary, I have to get your question because we're running short on time.
So why is one individual or group of people to be denied their rights by recognition under the laws, by their state, and by their country because of who they are? And is this not a human rights violation?
John, is this a human rights violation?
No, I don't. I think the laws treat people equally, or at least should. But I think we all would agree that the law does not treat all behaviors equally.
Ashley, do you agree?
I respectfully disagree. I echo your sentiment that different religions believe different things. Even Lifeway Christian just did a survey back in March, and 58% of the respondents said that they believed homosexuality, just like race and gender, was a civil rights issue. That's Lifeway. That's not me. That's Lifeway.
All right, we're still continuing with our lightning round. Short questions and short answers. We're so low on time. But please tell us who you are and ask your question.
Well, I actually have been keeping time here and keeping track a little bit. There's been 13 people.
I just need your question.
Oh, no, and they got dissertations. One person got 4 questions. I questioned the ground rules. You're shutting me down.
No, I want you to ask your question. I want your question, but we're running low on time.
Okay, here's my point.
The clock's working against us.
I bet. We have terminology like, for instance, the homosexual word is always thrown out, homophobia. Well, I have a new word, it's called heterophobia. So that makes everything moot. That's not even an issue. Let's discuss it where it should be discussed. And I am...
and I need a question, I really do. I'm short on time.
Oh, I know. Gosh. Everybody has a religion. Your religion is what?
My religion?
Joe is with the United
United
Church of Christ.
Sir, and your religion, sir?
The Mount Zion Baptist Church.
Missionary
Well,
Baptist,
I think
yeah.
that's a moot point because we're all religious. What does that have to do with anything? We all have religious.
That's a good
And-
point.
And I need a question,
Thank
though.
you, sir.
I do need a question. You have a question?
Oh, let's see. I have
Even, even those who don't claim to have a religion is actually religious.
Yeah, so why is one person's religion better than another person's religion? And I consider myself a Christian religion, and I have tons of friends, and none of them hate any homosexual. We love them. But why should they, I don't care what they do in their bedroom. We all answer to God, no matter what.
Okay, and your question? Is there a question?
I'd like to have a real debate or a town meeting that has fairground rules. If not, I'm going home. This is just kangaroo court.
And this young lady's been very patient. Plus, I'm within striking distance of her, so
And I'll try to be concise. I mean,
it's quick because we're
right.
short on
Do you
time.
believe in discrimination based on sexual orientation in the workplace? And what is the difference then if you believe in sexual discrimination, that it's okay to have sexual discrimination there or not have it there and then discriminate in marriage? Did that make sense?
Yeah, I'll put it to Ken. Is there a difference between sexual discrimination in the workplace versus in marriage?
Well, it's on a number of levels, and we're, as you said, we're real short on time. Now, on workplace issues, there are laws that say you cannot discriminate on the basis of biological gender, not self-identified gender, but biological gender, on race, on several other factors. Sexual orientation is not one of those. It's not an immutable characteristic that is codified in federal law. So I think where the law is silent, as it is not on matters, for example, of race, a business owner, that's his business, that's his home, and he decides, what is my business going to be and who do I want to associate with? Sometimes you want people who agree with you politically, sometimes you want whatever. But I think that's a business prerogative. I don't think government gets into the business of telling companies who they should and should not hire on matters where the U.S. Constitution is silent.
All right, and again, I'm going to have to leave it on these short answers. I'm basically down to 2 people left, and I apologize, but we've run out of time. But please tell us who you are and ask your question.
Andrew Riddle, Henderson County, Chairman of the GOP in Henderson County. Ken, question for you. The Constitution does not address gay marriage. In the 10th Amendment, it says the power is not granted to the federal government by the Constitution, nor prohibited to the states or reserved to the states. So could this be a state's issue? And Ashley, if the Supreme Court does repeal Defense of Marriage Act, would it be acceptable to you and the minister that 11 states do allow gay marriage and would give them the rights privileged by heterosexual marriages?
Answering Andrew's question, it is because of the 10th Amendment, marriage is 99% a state's issue. Since the federal government does have constitutional power over immigration, that's where government defines who a spouse is if someone is immigrating. Similarly, because there's federal income tax, the government decides who can qualify married tax returns. And it's important to recognize that that varies with state law. If you are married in a state but legally separated from your spouse, under state law you are still married. Under federal tax law, you must file as an unmarried person. It is illegal for you to file a married tax return if you're married but separated from your spouse. So there are all sorts of provisions of federal law only where the Constitution allows the federal government to weigh in. Where, in fact, we do see this, it's not just all about DOMA.
All right, I want to get Ashley, because there's a question put towards Ashley. Would you care to respond?
No. The short answer is no on that. And the reason behind that is that we have 11 states, you're right. But unfortunately, we don't all live in 11 states. My family doesn't have the option to move. That's just plain and simple. And I should be afforded the same rights as my heterosexual friends and family members for where I am.
All right, and we're just about out of time. We're going to get our last question of the evening. I want people to know, including those here and at home, of course, you can continue this debate on Facebook.com/News13. You can also continue the debate on Twitter using the hashtag WLOS Town Hall. But Quick question, I've got a quick question and I have like a 1-minute response.
Let me say a comment real quick first. Thank you so much for all of you who've been very respectful to everyone's opinion. Sorry, excuse me. That's very grown up, and to those of you who are not, well, grow up. But I would like to say, can we justify 9 people in the Supreme Court making the decision for millions of people in the United States who aren't even elected officials? Can we justify them making the decision on this issue, or not? I mean, this is our country, we the people. I mean, I love my homosexual friends and my heterosexual friends. I'm not going to hate you for who you are, but can we justify that?
And I'm going to ask the 2 pastors, because you're the last 2 that haven't had a chance to speak in a while. I know we're short on time. Just a quick response from you, Joe, and a response from John. Joe?
I think it's always difficult when we ask for popular opinion on issues of justice like this. In that Loving versus Virginia decision, when the Supreme Court made that decision, the popular opinion was 72% of the people were against interracial marriage. 42% thought it should be a crime. And yet the Supreme Court voted that interracial marriage was constitutional, and they took the stand to help the country move forward in a direction they needed to. I do think the court has that right sometimes.
Because it's in the text of the Constitution, in the 14th Amendment. That's why it was legitimate.
John, I want you to have, John, you get the last word because we're just out of time. Please.
My answer to his question is no. I think that the debate will go on, discussion will go on, and I think it should.
All right, and we're going to have to leave it there. I know we still have probably 100 people more who want to ask questions here, and probably thousands more watching us online. Unfortunately, we're out of time. What you've seen tonight is clearly spirited and passionate debate on which there's a wide range of opinions. Certainly, people believe everything from marriage should be defined as one man and one woman, to those who believe that any 2 consenting adults can marry. Big difference of opinions. Obviously, we haven't settled all of those today, but everyone's had a chance to at least discuss and debate this issue. One of the things I think everybody in this room can agree on is we all have the same goal. People want to spend the rest of their lives with the ones that they love. I'd like to thank our panel members, our audience. On behalf of everyone here from News 13, staff and crew, thank you for joining us. Finally, we like to salute our armed forces, our law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, and other emergency personnel for all that they do. I'm Mark Hyman. Good night.